Hello there. Welcome to the Kirk Minihane wrap-up show for August 1st, 2022. Minihane Money Mondays. Name of the episode today. Big news happened right before we started recording today. Legalized sports gambling in Massachusetts. Big. People are talking about it. It's kind of the talk of the Barstool universe right now. Will there be an office in Boston? Will they, Portnoy's talking about buying the old Milton office again? It's big news. So Kirk started off the day by giving some of his picks on the MLB tonight to make you a couple bucks, and even offering his services in starting a new golf gambling podcast where in Portnoy tweeted about it, said he's in. So this is something serious. I'm joined today by Andrew Augustus. Andrew, how you doing, my friend?
Good. It was a great show to listen. A lot of laughs today, which was it's always good to hear.
Yes, it was. It was a laid back show. A couple silly topics going on today. Nothing too serious. I mean, obviously, R.I.P. Bill Russell, but we'll get to that in a second. So let's start off with the with legalized sports gambling in Massachusetts. Kirk's not a sports guy. He's not going to go in depth on the way some of these other Barstool personalities do, and with all the live streams and everything like that. But I truly do think that he will do some form of golf gambling content.
I mean, I think it's just a natural fit. You can hear the passion when he does talk golf. That's the one sport he still watches, and it shows when he can just rattle off the stats left and right for it. And I mean, I was first following this because I woke up at 4 a.m. for some reason, and I saw on
Mhm.
Twitter that they were still extending session to make this happen. So it's big news. I'm happy. I like to gamble, so it's gonna be nice. I don't have to go drive to Rhode Island anymore.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be nice to be able to bet on the Barstool Sportsbook app. They said that they hope to get it ready for the start of the NFL season, which I believe starts on like September 7th. So we got a little bit over a month to kind of square away everything like that. Um, I know Portnoy tweeted out that, like, don't worry, like, they're not going to. Some people are either afraid or worried that, like, because of the Barstool brand and Portnoy's, Business Insider articles and things like that, that somehow the state legislators would put a block on any sort of Barstool gambling content. But Portnoy came out and said they can't do that. They won't do that. So trust them on that. But Kirk predicts you will not be able to bet this year, or at least this football season, in Massachusetts, which, if he's probably right when it comes down to, like, Massachusetts politicians just take fucking forever to get things done. I mean, this sports betting thing, like, everyone was like, they were all sucking their dicks. I saw these, like, selfies of like, oh, like, look, we got this done. Congratulations. This has been, like, on their desk for like 5 years.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Rhode Island had a similar situation of it. So if there is a blueprint on how to get it up in a month, it is one state south. So there is some hope. I actually do think they will be able to pull it off just because of the time and the BS back and forth. It's now, if you already had the licenses in the state, you're already going to get running up. So that's 7 already. Casinos are going to be ready to roll, and they're all going to want to
Yep.
get up before football season. So this is now getting out of the legislative hands and into the private sector, which is going to push it forward in a month.
Yeah, so we'll see about that. The other kind of how it relates to Kirk is, I do think that I don't think the Milton office will be coming back. Portnoy tweeted out a video today of, I think it was Hank doing a walkthrough of it, and it's not suitable for anyone doing a podcast in today's world. Especially, I can never see Kirk going in there and having, like, his studio in there. But I definitely do think that there's going to be somewhat of a Barstool Chicago sort of Barstool satellite office in Boston within the year. I do think that's going to happen. I know Kirk said he does not want to, like, he would be a part of it, and, like, in which if they wanted him to do something there, he would go there, but he does not want his studio to be at that office. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure Barstool will reach out, and it's funny how it coincides with, Dave is looking for a new office. Kirk says, we're out of Watertown. We got to find a new place. Next thing you know, Barstool and Portnoy are talking about, we're going back to Boston. So we'll see about that.
I mean, if you do look at Barstool HQ and you were just there, there's all these different studios. So I think Kirk could have his own dedicated space in that. But I think Kirk is right when he says that he needs his own space away, because I think he would all like this kind of Mr. Barstool we get going from Kirk recently.
Mhm.
That I think would go away in 2 seconds if he's surrounded, like if for example, Clemmer would just walk by like that.
Well, I also don't think Kirk would be one of the people that like hangs out. Like if the Barstool Boston office is open for people to come and go. Like Kirk's not going to be there when he's not doing the podcast, unless he's doing some sort of other content. But he's not going to have like a desk there.
Oh no, he doesn't interact with you guys outside the show.
Even though Dave did tweet out today that that Kirk popped in the back and said life's too short to bet the under. So, which I will not confirm nor deny that happened. But so in the Barstool HQ office, there is dedicated, like part of my take has its own studio. KFC Radio has its own studio. And I believe the only other one that has its own studio is Chicks in the Office. And then there's like two like kind of generic pod bays where like A New Untold Story, Son of a Boy Dad, and like other not to the same size as Part of My Take or Chicks in the Office or stuff like that record. So if something like that does happen, I could definitely see one of the caveats, Kirk being like, I have to have my own studio. I don't want someone else sitting. Kirk doesn't like it when like anyone. Like I remember when we did the Red Robin video back in November of 2019. Steve sat in his chair for like 2 minutes, and Kirk was like, "Don't sit in my chair." Like so, I can't imagine like I'm sure he would just want like his own thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's he wants to be able to walk in, do the show, leave, not have to deal with anyone else more than he has to. So I think that would be one of those instances where if he got his own studio like away from everything, it'd be perfect.
Yeah. It was so like he said a million times, he doesn't want to like travel into Boston or like go into the city. He kind of wants like a suburb of something in that nature. So I don't know. We'll see on that. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm sure just there's going to be more developments.
Is Cullen even has his get out of jail free card to not find a spot by September 1st?
Well, I believe the deadline was to be out of it. Yes, out of the studio and into the new studio by Labor Day. So I truthfully have no idea what's going on with that. Let's get to the next topic here. I tweeted out yesterday, Bill Russell died. Celtics legend Bill Russell died. I tweeted out R.I.P. Bill Russell. I thought it was a simple statement. Kirk thought it was fucking stupid. I don't know. Bill Russell died. I was like, damn, that's sad. He's an older gentleman. He was 88. It was his time. He made a great impact on the world. He was a great civil rights guy. He did a lot for the city of Boston. He definitely had some troubling times, but the city of Boston really embraced him and kind of like Kirk said, he's one of the top 10 American sports athletes or athletes in professional sports of all time. Like if you read a book on just like sports today in America, Bill Russell has to get brought up at some point. He's
revolutionary.
So I don't know. I just tweeted out R.I.P. Bill Russell. I thought it was a simple, tip of the cap to him. R.I.P. I didn't want to be like, oh, I remember where I was when I saw Bill Russell on the sidelines in the 2008 NBA Finals and blah 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 blah. Like I truthfully, I've never seen Bill Russell play. I just know he's a legend. I know he won 11 championships in 13 years. He's just an all-time winner. And I know people knock his time. That he's playing against Milkman and things like that. I think that's a difficult conversation to have. But R.I.P. That's all I can say. That's all I should say. When it comes to
when it came across my feed, I was like, oh, Bill Russell died. That's sad. And then I just kept scrolling. And then I saw yours and I was just like, and I just chuckled because then not even 5 minutes later was when Kirk retweeted it and I just started laughing. And it was
okay. You definitely did not see me tweet R.I.P. Bill Russell and be like, Justin's a fucking idiot.
No,
you 1,000,000% did not do that.
No, I was just scrolling and I laughed.
You laughed. You saw R.I.P. Bill Russell and you were like, you think it was supposed to be a comedic joke? I mean, I get emotional when Kobe dies. I don't show emotion when Bill Russell dies. I get shit on for both. Am I just supposed to? If a celebrity dies,
Celtics fan now.
I'm more of a Kobe fan than any other NBA player. But
well, that's like you said though. That's like what it brought me to. It was like, oh, here's Justin with another basketball player. That's like your thing.
No, it's not. But it's like I show emotion. I'm speechless when Kobe dies. Mike makes fun of me for that. I give a simple rest in peace, Bill Russell. When Bill Russell dies, I get shit on for that. There's no winning. There's no winning in this world, Andrew.
Sometimes there's not.
But let's see what else we got. The rules. So the car competition will be going on tomorrow, or not tomorrow. I'm sorry, Wednesday night. Rules are set. Kirk said I failed. I mean, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here. I mean, I'll fucking turn the heat on all the way and let these guys fucking sweat their asses off, and in 10,000 degree weather. But I'm sure that won't be good. But then like I'm going soft on them. I have like these trivia competition things. There's not too much physical activity you can do when there's 4 grown men packed in a sedan. I can't have them do jumping jacks or things of that nature. But I think it's just going to be mostly just me just kind of fucking with them.
I mean, there's plenty of options I feel like you can do, and you don't want to give everything away to have people prepare for it. And plus, just seeing Tim's tweets alone right now, he's planning something. And then Minifans are an interesting bunch. There's going to be some tactics, I think, that happen. And I think there will be no problem filling that car come Wednesday evening.
Oh, I don't think there'll be a problem. I think we're going to have the opposite problem where more people are going to show up. I mean, it's up to Kirk. Kirk said Tim is most likely going to get a spot. I, of course, agree with that. And I mean, if this dude comes up from fucking Georgia to get a spot, the Macomb pizza guy, you got to give him a spot. I mean, that's fucking legendary right there.
But I think you can fit 4 in the back, and you don't even have to have one laying across. You can fit. You can.
It's have you seen it's? Could you fit
I drive
4
a Subaru Impreza, and I can easily fit 4 people in the back of that, no problem.
Okay, let me look up Subaru Impreza.
It's not that big. It's not that big.
Well, I'm thinking of people like my size.
Yeah, I could fit.
No, there's no chance you could fit. Have you seen me? I'm fucking 6'3". I'm a fucking big ass boy.
You're a big ass boy. If I'm putting like you, and I know Tim's size.
Okay.
I've seen Tim, and then 2 other guys. It's gonna be tight. You're gonna have to push those handles in, and whoever's on the end seats is gonna have a little rib action going, but they can fit.
We'll see. We'll see if we can get 4 in. I mean, I'm all for getting 4 in, but I just don't think. I don't know. Call me a pessimist, but I'm just not sure it's going to take place. We'll see, because Kirk said I have to come back tomorrow with more ideas. I've been thinking of more ideas, because apparently I'm trying to make friends with these people and just have a jolly good old time with me and my 3 or 4 buddies just hanging out in the back seat of my car. But yeah, I'm pretty much just going to like turn on annoying Justin and just fucking annoy the shit out of people for a good 12 hours. So we'll see how that goes.
I mean, I just hope you guys don't get pulled over if you have to move.
You get pulled over. I mean, we'll just be.
We'll just
be chilling in a car. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to go movement, if you want to spice things up that way. I don't know.
But why would a car just pull me over and say, you have too many people in the car? Get out.
Oh, yeah. Suspicious activity for sure.
Suspicious activity. I mean, I'll tell the cop to suck my dick. How about that? And speaking of sucking dick and doing other things, we found out money doesn't matter to Mike. Mike is just Mike's set. Mike's apparently set. He doesn't need to do a shot of fucking a shot of what is it? Cum, poo poo, and blood. And what was it? It was prison cocktail. It's cum, cocktail. Blood, shit, and piss, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, to do like a swig of it, Mike, come on, buddy. Come on. For like $200,000? Jesus Christ. Mike, I mean,
yeah, I respect Mike for sticking to his guns on that one and not caving like you. It sounds like if it was like $100 thrown your way, you would look like you were ready to do it.
I don't know. Kirk probably told me. If Kirk was like, "Yeah, Justin's doing this," I'd probably end up having to do it. But it would not be something I would be proud of. And then Kirk's like, Mike, I don't know why he picked me. I'm starting to think Kirk thinks I'm a closeted homosexual. I promise you I'm not. He's like, if Justin were to suck your dick for what was it, like $300,000, would you do it? And Michael's like, and it's like, Mike, $300,000? $300,000 to get your dick sucked for like something that like happens every day. It's like, I understand the prison cocktail. That's like a generic thing that happens, or that's not a generic. That's like a rare thing that happens. You're forever known as a guy who drank blood, shit, semen, and fucking poo poo.
You're the prison cocktail guy.
Yeah, you're the prison cocktail guy. You're a guy who got his dick sucked by some other guy for $300,000. You're someone who swindled someone out of $300,000.
Would you have shaved for him though? Would you have gotten rid of the beard?
Would I have gotten rid of the beard for 300? Are you fucking insane? Yes, I'm thinking about shaving my beard like tomorrow. Like I'm
saying if it wasn't part of that 300,000, if Mike asked you to, because let's face
it, I'd fucking
in a scenario like that, the whole joke is that whoever would be on the receiving end would have to close his eyes and try to picture a hot girl. Mike can try to imagine a hot girl. He doesn't need
$300,000. I'm just gonna think of fucking $300,000, and then I'll fucking come. I'll fucking shave. I don't give a shit.
I mean, I love Mike on that one. If you just have you shave and then Mike just think it's someone, I don't know. That's $300K, Mike. That one I could see more on, but I liked him standing firm on the prison.
Yeah, people in the comments saying like $200,000 isn't that much money, bro. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, maybe not to you, Michael, but to some other people, $200,000 is a decent chunk of change. It's not pocket change. Jesus Christ! If someone give there's a lot. There's not much I wouldn't do for $100,000. And so I'm going to make a prediction. Mike is going to either be, by the end of 2023, will be either drinking a prison cocktail or getting his dick sucked by someone for an extreme amount of money by the end of 2023.
I thought you said you were going to say he was getting his dick sucked by you.
Maybe it will be. I've never sucked dick before. I never have. I don't plan on it. But if someone were to offer me $200,000, I'm fucking doing it. And it's like, and everyone's like, oh no. It's like, the majority of people would do that. Andrew, would you?
No.
Yes, you would.
I would not.
Yes, you would.
I have a price.
What's your price?
I'm in the seven figures. I gotta get $1 million. If I'm gonna be doing this, I want $1 million.
Figures. You need to.
Yes.
The odds of winning $1 million.
Yeah.
Powerball. 1 second.
They're like
a 1 in 11,688,054 is your Powerball odds to win $1 million.
Yep.
So you're telling me that you would not get a 1 in 11, 12 million shot just to suck dick, something that people do every day.
No, they do. Yeah. No, it's I totally get it. No, that's just my thing. It's my
okay. Well, I think you're lying. I'm
not lying. I would admit it if I've had no problem running my mouth before.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we'll see if I'll be running my mouth up and down Mike pretty soon. But let's see what else we got today. Oh, you wanted to talk about the Sam Mnookin foul ball story, which I could believe his story at first, and then you get to the final part where his kid's like, "Mom, he's not vaccinated. I don't want his autograph." And you're like, what a loser. Like, dude, like, get the fucking baseball player's autograph. Like, so the idea that his wife was hit by a foul ball, some guy picked it up and then pocketed it, and then Seth is like, "Oh, this guy, he's going to spend his days in baseball purgatory," pretty much saying you're not going to get into heaven because of this.
An interesting blow, but I think the biggest thing about this, and it's always my first thought was, this proves Kirk's Adam Jones questioning even more, because look what happened and how quickly it became a thing on social media. If you go back to the Adam Jones things, if it happens, there's going to be someone that tweets about it or says something. It's
Of
So
course.
I think it's just another thing of like, hey, look, these stupid things happen, and then of course with every good story, there's a kernel of truth, and she may have been hit in the face, and it's I hope she's okay. But then to go the whole, like you said, the whole Ruth Conda the way at the end, it's like, all right, we don't need this anymore, guys. We like you had a good point, and then you like we thought you were a little
I
crazy.
I, I
Yeah,
guess. I mean, it's kind of like it's also like it's a fucking baseball. Like I know understand like first of all, I agree with Kirk. Like if you grab like it's cool to like grab a baseball. Like if you catch a baseball in the baseball stand, be like, hey, I caught it, and then you like give it to a kid. Because what the fuck? What are you gonna do with it? Like
always give it to a
bring
kid.
it bring it home and be like, this is unless it's like a home run ball or something. Like I know there's like this one guy who like travels around and he gets like he got like A-Rod's like 600th home run ball. There's some guy who does that. Yeah, unless it's worth serious cash. But you always just give it to a kid. I mean, what the fuck are you gonna do with the fucking baseball? It's fucking stupid. But to be like that upset, just be like, buddy, we'll go get you a baseball from the fucking pro shop, and it's the exact same
Well, even
thing.
you don't think he's got connections? He works at the Globe. Come on, it could
Yeah,
have
and
been
also like he wrote a book
in the
on the
book.
Red Sox.
So it's
So
just like you have your connections. Like, calm down, bro.
yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that was just strange. Another strange thing that happened today was I haven't listened to Carano's podcast. I tried to jump back into it a couple weeks ago. It's like I thought it was supposed to be about him like traveling the country. And it's just about like politics. And now he's having Steve on to talk about things. It's always good to hear Steve um, talk. And I think some people along the lines of I wasn't happy with what I was doing, but I mean it's true. He said he wasn't happy professionally. I don't think that has to do with Kirk. I just think he just didn't want to be in radio podcasting, putting himself out there. He kind of locked himself away and traveled off in a van all around the country for a couple of years, for over a year now. So I don't think it was a shot at Kirk what Steve said or anything like that. But it's always good to hear from Steve and Kirk said it best. If he wants, Steve would be the number one choice for a Friday pick to come in for a Friday and just kind of be that second man. I think it would be fantastic. I mean,
I
we
would,
got a hint of that in Magnolia, a slight taste, but it was like so spontaneous. Kirk didn't know he was coming, and no one knew he was coming. He walked in like a fucking boss, and I mean that just kind of shows that not the star power, but like the respect. Steve helped grow the show into what it is today. I know it's all Kirk and everything like that, but Steve, helped produce it and help get things going, things that Kirk is unable to do, and get it up and running. And so I think like that just to bring it back to Magnolia, like that just shows the respect Kirk has for Steve. That Steve was able to like walk in, and Kirk was like, "Oh, hop on, like just hop on." It's not even a question of like Kirk didn't get upset that Steve was trying to upstage him, or not that he was trying to upstage him, but we just let him on. So I definitely think Steve to have Steve back in studio for a Friday would be fantastic.
yeah, it would be awesome because I mean, I've always liked Steve on the show. It was always entertaining to always listen. I mean, this is his abortion thing was just one of the funniest things. So it was like, especially when the whole Roe v. Wade thing happened, like that, like those moments were when I really miss Steve because he would give his nuanced take in 1 minute, and then the calls would come in, and then there's the button going on the next. And it was always a great listen. So I'm really hoping when Steve's back in the area, if he makes a Friday appearance, it would definitely be a great show, like a good little reunion. And then plus, I think it would be funny to see Steve and Kirk versus Dave. It would just be a
Oh
body,
yeah, I even thought of
a
yeah,
bloodbath and a
that'd be
very entertaining bloodbath.
yeah, that would be funny. Just to see Steve just kind of rip Dave to shreds would be very funny. A couple other things from today's show. Kirk doesn't like my music. He thinks I think he got the wrong vibe. I gave the wrong vibe of what kind of music it was. I think he thought it was like cool, old school, like acoustic kind of shit. But it's like a metalcore pop punk sort of thing that I'm going to tomorrow night. I offered Dave if he wanted to come with me, I'll pay for his ticket and everything like that. Would have the fucking time of our life. I would offer it to Kirk, but I think he might have a baseball game. or something with Harry. But otherwise, I'm sure he would go. I don't know. It's like I like music. I like music. I don't know. I don't
I
know if
mean,
you.
I hope you give a good little reenactment of the concert Wednesday night. Have that fresh in your head. Some
Oh,
good.
I'll be fucking. Oh, I'm going to be jamming out A Day to Remember at some point during the night. So what I do is since I'm like in the pit, I get super fucking sweaty. I get fucking drenched. I'm just going to like, let's say I'm like wearing like this shirt. I'm just going to take this shirt off, put it in a bag, throw it in the back seat, and then we'll see if I think of anything to do with my dirty fucking clothes and fucking sweaty ass shirt.
I mean, I would just say this: if there's some punishment to be giving, having to put on said shirt seems like a very fitting punishment to someone for something.
Yeah, that or like having to like drink from the shirt would probably be in the realm of would probably be a little worse than having to wear it, but we'll see. I went to Jared's watch along on Saturday. That was good. Jared's a good guy. He misses the show. He I think he's happy with the decision he made, but he's definitely one of the biggest things he misses is KMS and the Minifans and Kirk. So, but there was really no big news to that. Anything else from today's show you want to touch on?
I mean, the calls were good. It's good, always good to
Yeah,
hear.
calls were good. Hear a new call like Carabas's hat. I mean, that's always a like maybe that has legs. When someone called and asked that question about Mike, and then Kirk's like, yeah, hopefully this turns into like a 12 or 13 call series. It's very funny. It's very funny just to see these things. So
yeah, so it's in good to hear. And in the song, it was a valiant attempt, but
it was. I mean, it's tough. It's especially like parody songs. Like it has to be like an all timer right now because they're not coming in. It's not like it was when they, when they were cooking or were getting like one a week where it was like, okay, it's time for the parody song. You kind of have to put yourself in the parody song mood. It's kind of an older subject.
It was a valiant attempt. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, tip of the cap.
You tried.
But I don't know if you saw this. I'm sure they'll touch on it. We kind of talked about the Seth Mnookin tweet. The Red Sox have traded for a couple players tonight who are just stand-up people. Who are just stand-up, all-time greats. All-time greats. They've never done anything wrong. And I think Kirk's going to actually have to take a step back and be like, man, the Red Sox are definitely not hypocritical in anything they do. And this is a good move for them.
So. Oh, but and one last thing. Speaking of trades, Coley Mick being on the trading block, Mike Manansky. That's like a trade I think could be a fair swap.
You think
over Mutt for Coley?
Yeah,
and then Coley to Odyssey.
Yeah, Coley to Odyssey for Mike. Yeah, maybe. I don't see that happening.
A Barstool would save a shitload of money that way.
Maybe. I truthfully know nothing about Mutt. I just know. I think he was arrested for a DUI once, and he used to be on with Kirk every once in a while. And I really know nothing about Coley either. I never really followed him. I know he wrote something about Kyrie once that was like "shut up and dribble," but then he was like, "This isn't shut up and dribble." But I don't know. It is what it is. But thank you, Andrew, for joining me. I don't know if you have anything to promote.
Nothing to promote. I'm just simple and easy these days. It's great.
Awesome. Let's see. Any other comments? Not really. And we will talk to you. Thank you to Kirk. Thank you to Dave. Thank you to Mike for a great show. And we will talk to you tomorrow here on KMS and the KMS Wrap-Up Show. Bye.